that was a trip. It is currently 2 weeks after I got back from Florida and California, and it was crazy. It was crazy. So this is, I don't even know how to film an intro for this. Talking about traveling to Florida, I went completely alone. I went by myself. It was only a 2-hour flight, but I'm not gonna say it was hard, but I'm not gonna say it was easy either. I actually took my car seat on my stroller, and in my honest opinion, that helped a lot because I was able to put my purse on there, and I was able to carry him around inside the car seat and not have to worry about having him in my suitcase, in his backpack. It was all kind of put onto the stroller, and then I had my luggage. So trying to take down the car seat and the stroller when you're alone is a little bit difficult. The way I did it was I would take the car seat out first while he's in the car seat, and then put down the stroller, lock it into place, and then take him out of the car seat, because the way we did it with having 2 people was different than the way we did it with the 1 person. Yeah, it wasn't too hard. I brought 2 blankets, and I don't advise doing that. Just bring one blanket, because every time I would pick him up, I'd have to like keep grabbing whatever blanket was still in the car seat. So that's one thing to remember. Oh yeah. Definitely when you're by yourself, it's a juggle to do things, and I would constantly be dropping things, and I wasn't able to use them after that. I would like collect things that I would have to go to the bathroom to wash, and it was a big thing that I had to do. One of the things I would advise buying, if every single mom out there doesn't have this, would be a binky lanyard, because my child would throw his binky every 2 seconds. You'd put it in his mouth and off it would go. So this was one of the biggest things that helped me. So bring 1 blanket, bring a pacifier lanyard. Definitely do the car seat and stroller thing. I know some people would advise not doing it, but it helped me. I know some people would advise not doing it when you're alone, but it helped me. I was able to do it. As long as you take the car seat out first and then take him out of the car seat, that was easy for me. So the disinfectant really did help me, because you're changing him in places that you don't want to change him. Like, I think I didn't change him the entire flight there. I changed him before we left and when we got there, because it was only an hour flight, so I really didn't need to change him like twice at the airport. I only changed him in a changing room at the airport. So I'll get to the disinfectants and everything I used when I'm talking about the trip to Cali, because I definitely used a lot more then. I did end up using this, which is a car seat cover, and that was really helpful because people be in your business. I swear, they'll look and look and look, and I was so scared that one woman was gonna pick him up that I'm so I have so much anxiety. I don't know what I would do, but I was definitely very protective of him after that, because people will want to see your baby. So just put this over it, and it helps them sleep during the car ride there, and helps people stay away from your baby. So that was everything about traveling to Florida. I didn't really have much because it wasn't a long travel time, because it was, like I said, it was only an hour, so I didn't have too much to worry about. But actually vacationing there, it was a great time. I'm sure I'll have pictures and stuff and videos to show you guys. It was so helpful having the stroller and the car seat there because yeah, it's big and bulky and it's a lot of stuff, but I highly recommend having that stuff there because we went to the stores, we went to church, we went all over places because there was this church that had their church that had a Christmas special and we went, so that was nice. One thing, there was only one thing that me and my mother wish we had, and we did so thankfully bring it with us to California, was we brought our playpen to California. We had nowhere to have my child sleep for like 5 days. So one benefit to my stroller is it bends down into a bassinet, and he slept there sometimes, but he mostly had to sleep with me, which was totally fine. But if you don't want to sleep with your kid, or you would like time away from your kid and them sleep, then you're definitely gonna have to either put him in the stroller in the bassinet style if you have that option, or I would highly suggest bringing a playpen. But okay, traveling to Cali was a whole different story because I had another person helping me, which happened to be my husband. So I had my husband helping me. So taking everything down and back up again, we had 4 flights for no reason. I don't even know why. We had 3 interrupting flights. 3. I don't know what they're called. The in-between time between flights. So we did break down the stroller and the car seat every time we landed, or every time we would go into the plane, and we would bring it back up every time we landed, which wasn't too big of a deal because it sets up and like literally like put the car seat in, but it was definitely helpful. So what happened was him or I would take the baby out first and then take the car seat out and break down the stroller, and that worked really well for us because again, we only brought one blanket this time. So we would just wrap him up. One of us would have our baby, and one of us would break everything down and go into the airport, which I have a video of, and you'll see. And I might do a voiceover on that. So I stopped breastfeeding at 3 months because I ran out of milk and I wasn't able to produce how much my child was drinking, which was like 8 or 9 ounces at 3 months every 4 hours, and I just couldn't do it. I was working too, so it was a lot. And we were about to do this trip, and I was like, you know what, let's do formula. So the formula thing was kind of tricky. We had powder, which during the trip there, we switched from powder formula to liquid formula, which is another story. So what we had to do was we took the powder formula with us, and we would have to buy bottled water because you can't take water into the airport. But what I found out to the trip to Cali was that you can, if you say that the water is for the baby, you can bring water into the airport. Craziest thing, I never thought, if you have a baby, you can bring water into the airport. They just check it if it is like water or not. I would suggest only bringing two baby bottles because it's going to be a lot cleaning them if you have more than 2, and I would suggest 2 because you're gonna need to clean one, and if you don't have a place to clean one at the time, you're gonna need a new one to use. So that would be my system on doing formula, is you can bring water to the airport and you would need 2 bottles. Oh yeah, and my last thing for the baby traveling to Cali would be gripe water, or if there's any like special constipation or whatever thing you need for the baby. We had like a 12-hour trip there, so one thing that really does help our child is gripe water, and our child was perfect throughout the whole trip there. I think I think one flight going down, he was acting like a baby and crying and, you know, having his fit, but we were able to calm him down because we had the guard water. So there was that. There's not too much to my intro and my tips other than what I explained, so I will let you guys watch the video. Bye! Okay, so I just called the lift and we're ready to go. When I went back home and saw this ornament on the tree, I cracked up. This ornament is 19 years old. It was put on the tree when I was just a year old, and I can't believe it's still there.
Now on, our troubles will be miles away. Here we are as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who
explain what we were doing and how we were doing it. I was holding our baby in a blanket while he took the car seat out and is now folding down the stroller. Struggling, but putting down the stroller. And that's it. We just had to find the latch, which he had no idea where it was. So I was pointing and whatnot. But yeah, it's just that easy, especially when you have two people.
Yeah, on that side, there's not
On the
that
bottom
many.
part, you don't see that many either. Everything's on top.
Pull on it.
Oh,
I'm terrible at this. Oh my goodness, I'm keeping it.
Can you tell me?
Eric!
Oh, it fell. I didn't think it was gonna fall.
Oh my gosh.
Well, now it'll go into the ground and then it'll be reused to grow the rest of them.
Angels become